every Tuesday, live from 8 p.m. UK time. Luke, Gary, and a couple of microphones. This is Custard TV Live.
Yes, you heard it. It's Custard TV Live. Slight change this week. Luke's not here. I wish I'd brought in that round of applause music, but I didn't. No. And joining me on the podcast this week is someone who's always there for you. Good evening. It's Matt.
Hello. Hi Gary. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. We can't talk too much about where Luke is, but I believe he's packed a bikini and he's getting a taste for kangaroo testicles.
Yes, but whatever you do in your spare time, I suppose.
Well, yeah. I did see a tweet from him earlier saying that he was going to get ready for his waterfall scene. All I can say is let's only hope that they put a viewer discretion sign up, or some sort of the yellow triangle that they used to put up on Channel 4. Was it yellow or was it right? I can't remember what it was. But yes, Luke is on a short sabbatical, but myself and Matt here will be here for the next few weeks, bringing you the best and the worst of what is on the box. I shall play this little jingle that will tell you a little bit about mine and Luke's Twitter, and then we'll tell you about Matt's Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at Luke Custard TV and at The Gary Show.
Both those are open, and I'm sure I can hack into Luke's Twitter if I need to. And Matt, your Twitter is?
It's at Matt's TV Bites, and Matt is with 2 T's.
Lovely. So let's dive in and talk about the week's television. There's an awful lot of news about new shows coming back. I think with the introduction of I'm a Celebrity, which we'll talk about later, the BBC has gone a bit drama crazy, haven't they?
Indeed.
It seems as if they've decided that anyone who watches I'm a Celebrity will need a break, and that break is on the BBC. First off is The Hour Series 2. The Hour was a surprising hit for the BBC last year and won a lot of BAFTAs, didn't it?
Did it? I'm not sure.
I thought the main guy, the main actor, Dominic...
that was for appropriate adulty one.
Oh, it was for appropriate... I think The Hour still won a BAFTA. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's in it, so that counts.
Yeah. It did well in America. I think it was nominated to Golden Globes or something.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But this is a programme about the making of a television programme, so it's a bit breaking down that fourth wall. And the first series was all based around the Suez Crisis, so it's set in the 50s. This one's set a little bit later, I think late 50s, early 60s, and it returns next Wednesday, a year later, that's right. Yeah. And it's like a sort of Newsnight programme, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, is it called Newsnight? I think it... Oh, no, it's called The Hour.
Oh, no, it's called The Hour, yeah, but I think it's very loosely based on Newsnight. So there's a presenter and they do features and talk about current events, interview politicians.
Yeah, and actually in this one as well, there's a ITV rival in it, so that's quite an interesting...
Oh right! Oh, that's. I wonder if ITV will capitalise on that and actually do a rival. You've seen the first episode, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Can you tease
there'll be a
us
preview probably up on the website sometime early next week, just before it starts. Just because it's on Wednesday, as you said.
Mm. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about it on the podcast next week because you've seen that first. Tease us a little bit. Is there something really good in that first episode that people will kind of draw to?
Actually, yeah, Peter Capaldi is joining the cast as the new head of...
yeah.
And he is actually very good. And it's got a new energy to it that I think was lacking a little bit in the first series.
It took a few episodes to get going, didn't it? I remember talking about it this time last year, or when it was on last year with Luke, and yeah, the first 3 episodes were very slow.
Yeah, but there seemed to be quite a positive response because I went to a screening of it. And from the other journalists who were there seemed to be quite a positive response. The general consensus was that there was definitely a bit more of a spring to it than there had been in Series 1.
Oh, well, that's really good. So we're looking forward to that one. For you drama fans as well, starting on the Sunday the 18th, so a week after I'm a Celebrity starts, you've got The Secret of Crickley Hall, a supernatural drama for the BBC, showing on a Sunday night at 9 o'clock. That's not normal for the BBC to put that kind of drama on a Sunday night.
I suppose
but I'm expecting big things of
Downton's
this.
gone now, hasn't it? So
Downton had its last episode this weekend, just gone.
Yeah. So maybe there's a drama option on a Sunday night, whereas Downton was the drama option before.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm expecting big things. The previews that I've seen should be. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm hoping to get a bit more information, and I believe there'll be some more information about that up on the website, which I should plug, which is www.thecustardtv.com. Does anyone say www anymore?
I'm not sure. Some people.
Sure, do
probably.
I need to?
I think there's actually an interview with Saran Jones. I think I think on the website. So.
Oh yes, she stars in it. Fine, shall I just go there now and just
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some information there that you'll want to look. Oh, it's a good site. Yeah, I'd definitely recommend going there. Yeah,
it's good.
Why not? There you are, Luke. We got the plug in. You can go back to working on your canoe making skills. Also returning, not yet, but filming has started on Luther Series 3. You a Luther fan, Matt?
I liked Series 2. I enjoyed more than Series 1. I have to say, I like it when it gets really, really, really crazy. Like when he set himself on fire. That was sort of
that was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm a big Luther fan. I just thought that there was nothing else like it. I think since then there's been a lot of drama. I think Luther has inspired a lot. I think, you look at the remake of DCI Banks that came after it. I think some of the stuff that was on earlier on in BBC earlier in the day, like Good Cop, certainly lends, obviously, one of its main styles.
Yeah.
But I think certainly that style came out of Luther. That very dark style. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I like Idris as well. So.
Idris Elba is brilliant. I mean, if you weren't a fan of his, if you haven't seen The Wire, and you've got 3 to 5 months off work, then I'd recommend the box sets. I wish I could watch that programme again, not knowing everything. Also returning to BBC Three is comedy Him and Her. Now, you talked a bit about that on the podcast last week, didn't you?
We did. We discussed it briefly in relation to Getting On, because I know myself and Luke both like both of those shows, and I've seen the first couple. I think it's returning as a double bill, I think.
Oh, right.
Like 10 o'clock on the 18th, there's 2 episodes to look forward to. So
BBC did that recently. They did that with the Sharon Horgan thing, didn't they? The prison Dead Boss. They did 2 episodes back to back, and I think that was quite successful.
Yeah.
So I think that's obviously where they're going with that. Another comedy news, if you're a fan of Two Broke Girls, and it did get huge ratings in America and decent ratings in the UK, the second series returns very soon to screens on the 15th of November on E4. So talking about things I'm going to a preview of The Killing Series 3 this Friday night at the British Film Institute. No, you can't get in, dear listener. Your name is not down. And obviously, Sarah Lund, The Jumper, Norwegians, Danish drama, dark, scary. I'm expecting to get the living daylight scared out of me on Friday night. Are you at all into the sort of the Nordic noir?
I am. I'm very much into. I'm really big fan of The Killing. I loved The Bridge earlier in the year as well. And
oh yeah, that was great.
Last series of The Killing, though, sadly.
Yeah, but I think that's a good thing. I think let's think about this. The Killing is not the sort of thing that I think you want to have too many of, and it's inspired its generation. So I'm a big fan of Wallander. I also like Lilyhammer. I'm going through that at the moment. I'm about halfway through it.
I watched the first one. I thought it was all right, but it's not something that I kept up with. So
it does improve. It does get a little better, but
Okay.
That's all of that style. That's good. We're good fans of that. See, who needs Luke with his,
Exactly.
Heston Blumenthal, whatever it is, and whatever he likes. I'm only joking. Talking of crime drama, and particularly foreign crime drama, there's also a new series called Falcon. Is it pronounced? It's spelt Falcon, but it's probably pronounced Falcon.
Sure.
And that is coming to Sky Atlantic. It's one of the new Sky Atlantic shows. It's homemade, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
It's not bought in from America. This is made by Sky Atlantic, and it's based on Spanish detective novels, but they're in English. So if your Spanish is no bueno, you can. I don't even know. Is that Spanish? I don't even know.
That's Italian, isn't it?
That's Italian. Well, yeah, it's all the same, isn't it? And lastly, on the news front, can you talk about Last Tango in Halifax? This one has escaped my memory.
Yeah, it's
about what this is.
It's got Anne Reid from Dinner Ladies. You might remember her from Derek Jacobi, actually.
Oh, crikey.
And they play old school friends who meet up on Facebook after I think it's 50 years and start a relationship. And it's also got Ruth. Is it Ruth Walker from Spooks?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That will please a couple of our listeners.
one of their. I think she is Derek Jacobi's daughter, and Sarah Lancashire is Anne Reid's daughter. So it's got quite a good cast, and it starts on Tuesday the 20th at 9 o'clock.
So much drama coming back to BBC over the next few weeks. I'm guessing that this is all going to sort of finish before Christmas, and then what are we left with in the new year? There's so much. We did say, Ripper Street's been put back to the new year. On ITV, you've got Endeavour, which I'm really looking forward to, which is the Morse prequel.
And Mr. Selfridge as well is.
Mr. Selfridge. So if you get sick of waiting for the Paradise, you can keep going with Mr. Selfridge. Let's hope there's. I'm sure there's bound to be some new drama in the new year, and that'll be featured heavily on this podcast and on thecustardtv.com. There you are. My plug's in at both points.
The website.
Plug. Moving on and talking about a little bit about what you and I have watched. Let's start with one of the reality shows, Strictly Come Dancing. Again, beat the X Factor in the numbers this weekend, I think, as it has done pretty much since they launched head to head. Leaving the show this week was the actor Colin Salmond. Salmond, I don't know.
Salmon. I don't think there's a
Salmond. As Bruce would say, he became a bit of a fishy character. Sorry. But there was particularly interesting because Richard Arnold completely messed up his dance on Saturday night, didn't he?
Yeah, and then came back on Sunday and actually did it in the
dance properly. So I've kind of got a little bit, not completely, but a little bit hooked on Strictly Come Dancing. Whether that's more to do with Kimberly Walsh, I don't know. Or Denise Van Houten, I don't know. Did on
Saturday every week, then you're sure to do it.
Distractions.
Doing it.
Yes, indeed. But I think actually I quite liked it. I mean, okay, Bruce's jokes are awful, and you can see them coming 6 million miles off. And I'm not really sure what Tess Daly does.
She really looks after the contestants, I suppose, doesn't she?
It's not quite Dermot's role, is it, in X Factor? She doesn't put her arm round them and go, they're there. She just kind of reiterates what the judges have said and then gives out the phone number. It's a strange role.
Look at the scores and things like welcomes them up the stairs. But this coming week, actually, I think, Bruce isn't on, so I think she's taking over his role. Sorry?
Oh, I see.